I am live. I am live. And it says Venmo in the corner. Send me a Venmo if you want me to keep doing this. By the way, Venmo is Venmo. If you're an idiot and you didn't figure it out, today's a rage stream. That's not true at all. Although 26 seconds before I stood up, that might be a new record. Just kidding. That's not a new record. How are you doing, Internet? I am doing well. Today's episode is called Linear versus Exponential and getting told no. So yesterday, in this 90-day challenge to do a show for 500 people, yesterday a few days ago, I emailed the booking guy at Epiphany about getting lunch together. And he said, I'm too busy to grab lunch right now. And so I said, okay, that makes sense. But he wanted to chat. So I told my dad about it. And my dad was like, what if you offer to bring him lunch? I was like, oh, that's a great idea. And it took me a few days to build up the courage to do that because he said no. And I was scared of just the word no is scary, right? It's like, well, he said no. Like, if I ask him again, is he going to get mad? But I decided, you know what? I'm going to be brave. I'm going to be bold. I think getting in the same room with this guy and talking, I'm going to learn a lot. And he might be thrilled if he's like, oh, you can bring me lunch? Great, let's do it. So I emailed him back. I said, hey, what if I brought you some lunch? I'll buy. And he said, no, I really can't do that, but I'm happy to talk on the phone. So, okay, cool. So I got to email him back and set up the phone call. But, getting that second no, it stung. And I guess now I've got an opportunity to reflect, what stings about it? I guess I maybe felt a little dumb, but even reflecting on it now, it's not dumb. It's not dumb to put it out there, to be vulnerable and request to make something happen. And I think it just stung because that's just kind of maybe how we're programmed, or just it's not fun to hear no, but I'm leaning into with the rejection therapy and stuff, just being okay with hearing no, being okay with getting rejected. And also I'm proud of myself for, I got a no from him, and then I gave a different offer and I still got a no. But it's not like the second no was no and screw you, the gig's canceled. It's just no, he's like, this is really what I can just do. It's I can just talk on the phone. It's okay, cool. Well, we'll just talk on the phone then. Sounds good, my dude. So I want to share that with you, that no isn't the end of the world. No doesn't mean no, I hate you. Because even I was thinking about this, I joined a Discord server for a YouTuber I like. And then I was annoyed at the notifications from the Discord server and didn't really want to interact. So I left the Discord server, but I still watched this guy's videos. And that was interesting for me to think about. It's oh yeah, I wonder, somebody might join my mailing list and then not want emails from me, but that doesn't mean they hate me or don't want to see my content ever again. They're just not wanting to receive the content I put out in that way. Someone might not come to shows but want to watch videos, or they might watch videos but not want to come to shows. And no isn't this absolute end all be all no and I hate you. Usually no is just information. It just means that's not going to work right now, or that exact version of it doesn't work for me. And it's just an opportunity to try something else. Experiments never fail. I'm grateful I asked this guy to get lunch. And then I'm grateful I was even more bold when he said I can't do that. I said, well, what if we did lunch in this way? What if I brought you lunch? And he still said no, but he wants to talk on the phone, and I'm hoping to learn a lot from the phone call anyways. And I'm proud of myself for putting myself out there. So I think it's important to get on here and share stuff like that, because I think it's easy to look at people who are succeeding and think they just walked in the door and wanted and got what they wanted. And I want to share the ways people say no. I was in the park the other day and I asked 2 people to help me make videos, and they both said no. And I think I might post that. I want to post that stuff more, because that's real. When you choose to be brave and ask for stuff beyond what you usually get, you're gonna run into no's. It's part of the process. And I think that's a part of the process that people get blocked on. People don't put themselves in situations where they might hear no because it's scary. It's not particularly fun to hear no. And so I want to share about a no I heard the other day. Thank you for the heart, whoever did that. Since I've been on Streamlabs, it's harder. I can't see like people's names as they pop up. So make sure you drop a comment and send me a Venmo and buy a CD. $10 for a CD if you Venmo me. It's down there in the corner. It's Venmo, not Venmo. It's a different program. I will either mail you one or hand deliver you one if you live close by. Yeah, and so then the other thing I want to talk about today is linear versus exponential progress. And I talked about this yesterday. I just want to like share on it more because it's exciting. So a linear graph, a linear progress. Oh, because I'm mirrored, I'm going to do it this way. Yeah, linear progress looks like this, right? It's like a straight line, or maybe whatever angle it's at. Maybe it's there. My box is kind of small, but linear is a straight line. Exponential, it starts flat and then it curves and then it skyrockets. And the thing about exponential progress is if you zoom in, well, first of all, exponential progress looks linear at first. And then it starts to curve, and then it starts to curve, and then it looks exponential, but it also only looks exponential when you zoom out. And when you're zoomed in, kind of at any point on that, it's going to look linear. And I've been looking at my subscribers on YouTube, and I've been seeing it as linear progress because hey, Derek, thanks for being here. Derek actually is the one who was helping me with this concept the other day, linear versus exponential. When I zoom in really close on my YouTube stats, it looks linear. But as I zoom out, as I look at my time on YouTube over the course of months or years, it looks exponential. And actually, I was looking last night, so far in 2023, I have, how do I say it? I have gotten like almost an identical number of views as I did in 2022. So where are we? We're June 2nd. So we're coming up on the halfway point of the year. And if we look at here, I'm pulling this up right now. In 2022, check this out. My YouTube got 66.8K views, 485 watch hours, and I got 153 subscribers. Now, if we look at 2023, actually, these are all better across the board. I've gotten 100,000 views, almost 500 watch hours, and 181 subscribers. So here's 2022. I hope you can see this all right. I've literally gotten 35K more views, 30 more subscribers, and what's the watch hours? I need to look at the other one. And almost the same, like a little more, like 15 more watch hours. So in half the time, I've gotten double the results, basically, more or less double. Or like it's like I've gotten more subscribers, more watch time, and more views. I've almost gotten double views in this time. And but when I look at the month of May, I see it's like, oh, I'm getting a couple subscribers a day. It looks linear. It feels linear. It feels like when I like get 3 subscribers today and 3 subscribers yesterday and 3 subscribers the day before. It's like, oh, I'm just linearly increasing. But it's kind of unseen. It's under the surface that there's more progress happening. First of all, my ability level to create more videos has gone up dramatically, where this time last year, I couldn't really fathom making and posting 2 videos in a day. Now I'm pretty consistently doing 3 videos a day, and sometimes 4 if you include the live stream. So that's been better. Also, my ability to not judge what I'm doing and just put it out there, and to think about techniques that people who make viral videos make have gone up a bunch. I've been more willing to experiment, more willing to try stuff, more willing to receive information about how I can make my videos differently, instead of being too prideful to want to make the videos different because it's like, they're my babies. I don't want to make anything different. It's like, okay, like I've made hundreds of them. I'm ready to see what techniques are working and which ones aren't, because basically sometimes I'm accidentally implementing techniques that increase watch retention and click through rate. I have a goal to be more deliberate about that. And yeah, it's my videos are averaging more views. I'm averaging more subs per video. And not every video nails it. The one I posted this morning, I don't even think is worth being viral, but I just wanted to post something in the morning and I edited something together real quick. And that one might just get like 50 views and stop. And it'd be easy to look at that as like evidence that I'm not progressing, or it's just linear, or it's not exponential. But it is exponential. And like, I guess I'm even thinking about like with learning music. If you've ever learned an instrument, you'll know this feeling. And I'm sure this feeling applies to lots of crafts. So if you have another craft where or art form where this applies, please let me know in the comments so we can see that our stories, my story and your story, share a lot, that even if you're doing something really different, it's the same. So let me know if this rings true for you. I remember noticing, especially in college, that practicing piano. Dean, what's up, bro? Hey, buddy. But practicing piano, always, you might think it's going to be linear, right? Oh, wrong hand. You might think it's going to be linear. It's going to be, when I practice 20 minutes of piano, I get 20 minutes better. What I noticed, especially in my formative years at the piano, is like sometimes I would be practicing for weeks and it would feel like I wasn't getting better. It's like I'd be doing like a couple hours a day and I would still like kind of be running into the same problems, same frustrations, same like, I can't get this right. What's going on? And then you get up one day and you play and it's just different. All of a sudden you're playing differently. And that is more of how it feels to progress at music than like, oh, I'm a little bit better today than I was yesterday. Usually it's like, oh, I still suck. I still suck. Damn it, I still suck. Damn it, I still suck. Oh, I can play that now. Yeah, oh, there was another thought that was occurring to me while I was explaining that I didn't hold on to. That's okay. So I'm just seeing that's like, that's how things work in life. And it's I think it's easy to put the cart ahead of the horse and like really want to be somewhere else. And hindsight always is such a interesting kind of trick, because you can look back and be like, oh yeah, I was getting better every day. But in the moment, often it doesn't feel like you're getting better every day. Day to day posting videos, sometimes it feels like it's like, oh, this is the same crap I posted yesterday. Or, oh, like, you know, I feel stuck at a wall where it seems like it's hard to make a video that more than 1,500 people see on YouTube. Most of my, I have a couple that have done more, but most of them get to around the 1,500 mark and then they fall off. And so it can feel like I'm not progressing, or the progress is just linear when it's like, yep, another video that got 1,500 views and I got 3 new subscribers. But each day, oh, I remember the other point I had. Each day I'm growing and I'm getting more data and more more courage to be authentic, more courage to try stuff. And it's one step closer to making something that resonates with millions of people. You know, what I remember is from James Clear's Atomic Habits. He talks about how if a sculptor is chiseling a sculpture out of a piece of marble, they might swing their hammer and their chisel on one spot like 100 times. And for 99 of those times, it looks like nothing's happening. They hit nothing, 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 nothing. Then on the 101st one, a big chunk falls off. And this, like, all of a sudden, what looked like banging your head against the wall, all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's like some progress. There's something really cool there. You know, or like if you have a cup of water sitting on a table and it's 50 degrees and you bring the temperature down. Oh, thanks, Derek. Yeah, Derek just said, side note, love that you were okay when the idea left your head and then it just came back when it was time. Yes, yes. Oh, and Dean's got this. I'm going to finish this and I'm going to say what Dean says because this is great too. Dean's watching on YouTube, Facebook folk, but he wrote an awesome comment. Yeah, so another analogy would be you have a cup of water on the table. It's 50 degrees. You bring it down to 49 degrees. Nothing happens. 48, 47, 46. Nothing. Get it down to 35 degrees. Nothing happens. 34, 33, 32 degrees. Finally, it starts to turn to ice. And so it was just a 1 degree difference that changed it, but it was a 1 degree difference after a bunch of 1 degree differences. So it appeared like nothing was happening, but things were happening. So when I feel like my videos, it's like, oh, just another one got the same views. It's like, well, underneath, I'm lowering the temperature to 32 or whatever metaphor you want. Okay, Dean said something awesome. I do want to share this. He said, are you familiar with beginner/newbie games? I think that a lot of people get discouraged when they get past that point and their progress slows down. Yes, dude, I know exactly what you're talking. So what Dean's talking about is this thing where when you're a beginner at something, you can, like, in the first couple goes at it, have some big success or have some big progress and get really excited. And then your progress slows down. You get to a point where you're not a noob anymore. Maybe you're like playing guitar every day for a week, and like, because the way I see it is like, let's take like learning an instrument, learning guitar. When you're learning guitar, like when you know nothing about guitar, and then you go from nothing to learning 3 chords, or you learn 1 chord and then you learn 3 chords. Going from having 1 chord down to having 3 chords down, you've tripled your guitar knowledge. So you can feel like you're progressing really, really fast. Then you learn another chord or 2, and it doesn't feel as fast as progress. And then you learn kind of all the basic open chords, which is like 6 or 7 chords. And then to get to bar chords, it's like, oh, this is a lot harder. And there's walls you run into. When I first started making videos on TikTok, I think my maybe 2nd or 3rd video got 10,000 views and a ton of comments. And I went from 0 followers to 200 followers overnight from a video that got 10,000 views. And I was so excited. And then I made a bunch of videos that nobody saw. And actually, I didn't even make a bunch of videos because I made some videos and was discouraged that nobody saw them. And yeah, the beginner gains, it's kind of like a beginner's luck thing where there is this is a phenomenon that happens so much. You start something, you kind of strike gold and have some success, and then it slows down, and then you can feel like a failure and you can want to quit. And I think that I just want to be present to the fact that that's part of anything. And as Derek's saying, if you're watching his live streams, like anything worthwhile is going to be messy. And we love to make plans where it's like, oh, here's the plan and it's going to be perfect. But when we actually do something that pushes ourselves, that's beyond where we're at, that forces us to change into a different person, it's going to be messy. There's going to be ugly days. There's going to be days where you wake up and you are fighting with the process the whole time. And it's not simple, or you're not approaching it in a simple way, and it feels frustrating and impossible. And and your progress graph that you might try desperately to make look like this is going to have ups and downs to it. And what I want to share is I'm seeing that is part of an exponential growth graph. James Clear has, the author of Atomic Habits, he has a mailing list for his newsletter with millions of subscribers on it. And I'm sure when he had 200 subscribers on the list and he put out a newsletter and 2 people would unsubscribe, he probably it probably didn't feel great. I mean, I don't know how he reacted to it. He seems like a very measured person, but it probably didn't feel great. And there were probably doubts and stuff, but now he probably gets, I don't know how much he gets, but he's probably at an exponential growth. There's probably hundreds of new people checking out his newsletter every week. And it's funny because like on YouTube, like it only takes 1 video, but I'm seeing that it takes hundreds or maybe thousands of videos to learn how to make videos well enough to make that 1 video. And that's the journey I'm on. And it's been really fun to just focus on being a little different every day and push myself. Yesterday's video was cool. I went to the park and I asked a stranger to make a video with me. And I did it a little different. And I've asked strangers to film me in videos, but I said, hey, want to be a part of a video with me? And she did an awesome job and it was just fun. I've never seen someone do that before. I've never tried that before, focusing on being a little different. The video got 1,500 views, 3 new subscribers, kind of par for the course, but that's okay because it's funny. It's funny how I can be like, ugh, about that. But a year ago, my YouTube videos were getting 50 views each. And they were taking way longer to make and way more energy to make. And they weren't as authentic to what I really want to say. Now my videos are way more authentic. They're easier to make. They're more fun. And they're averaging more views. I'm starting to average, with posting a few videos a day, I'm starting to average like 2,000 views a day. Well, that's freaking cool. Like, that is exponential growth right there. That feels linear because every day it's like, oh, 2,000 again. It's so funny to even say that because it's like, that's amazing. Like, one thing Richard Peña's talked about that I think is really cool to remember is like, if you get 2,000 views on a video, picture 2,000 people in a room watching you. Like, I would be thrilled if there were 2,000 people who watched what I was doing. On this live right now, it says there's one person hanging out. I'm grateful to talk to one person. Earlier, it said 4 people. Like, if I picture all 4 people in this room listening to me talk, like, that's really cool. That's a lot of people to get to hear my ideas and be different because I am putting my ideas out there and risking looking foolish. So I'll end this with this. Whatever you want to achieve in your life, like, it's going to be messy. It's going to be ugly. It's going to feel linear at best and probably feel linear unless we're getting 500 at the end of the summer. 500 what? 500. What's that, Dean? Tell me 500 what? But it's going to at best feel linear. Well, at least this is how it's been for me, because you could change this. I'm changing it to be excited and see it at, 500 people. Yes, exactly. 500 people in a room, September 22nd, buddy. I'm so excited about that. When you're working on something that's pushing you to be more than you are, often it's going to feel not linear. It's going to feel like you might be banging your head against the wall. But just know, under the surface, as you are doing it, you're changing who you are as a person. Also, there are people paying attention, and a lot of people are kind of paying attention in the periphery, and it'll take a while for them to get on board. They might know about it. They might be like, oh, yeah, he's doing that thing. But they're not like all the way on board because you haven't proved that you're worth being all the way on board for yet. And yeah, it's 10 years to an overnight success. This Experiments Never Fail book, he keeps bringing up how hindsight is such a tricky thing because, like, you look at like a band I really liked in college, Snarky Puppy, and like it just seemed like one day they were all over the internet. It seemed like one day they like had all these videos that had all these views. But when you hear Michael League talk about his story with that band, he toured and burned money and burned through credit cards for a decade. And they played to no one and released albums that, no one obviously is hyperbolic, but they played to mostly empty rooms, released albums that not a lot of people heard for a decade. And then they had these videos get hundreds of thousands of views. And then they're playing to sold out rooms around the country. And it's so easy with hindsight to say, wow, Michael League got lucky, or he did it, or he just wrote this song and got it. But he was throwing stuff at the wall and watching it not stick for a decade before all of a sudden it stuck. So this is a message of encouragement. Don't be discouraged. And life is actually long. I'm 31 years old. And here's a message to any younger listeners out there. Not that I'm super old. Well, that's kind of the point. I'm not that old. You're not that old. And I know when I was 18, I thought I had to have everything figured out by the time I was 22. And when I was 22, I thought I had to have everything figured out by the time I was 25. And when I was 25, I thought I had to have everything figured out by the time I was 30. And I'm 31, and I'm realizing that doesn't exist. Have everything figured out doesn't exist. And I'm more eager to look at the things I don't have figured out than I am to like try to prove to people I have stuff figured out. And life is long, hopefully. Hopefully I'm not even halfway through. God willing, whatever happens, but hopefully I'm not even halfway through my life. So there's plenty of time. There's thousands and thousands of days to wake up and choose to learn and choose to be grateful and choose to make connections. So I will leave you guys with that. Yeah, okay, Derek's got this. Imagine what might have happened if that snarky puppy guy, Michael League, quit 1 month before success. Don't quit a moment before the miracle. That's a quote from Tracy Schunkweiler. She's awesome. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure before the month, well, I'm not sure, but the month before they recorded the video shoot with their song Thing of Gold, that was the one that really took off. Like Michael League was, I think he was swimming in debt and probably feeling like scared that this wasn't going to work. Also very interesting is the song that popped them off, Thing of Gold. I heard this story. He said he played it for a friend and he like kind of was like, I don't know what to do with the song, and kind of just had it on a shelf. And the friend was like, Snarky Puppy should do that song. And he was like, really? No. And the friend was like, yeah, I think Snarky Puppy should do that song. And Michael League trusted his friend, trusted the intuition of his friend to say, okay, we'll do it. And then that song put them on the map. So yeah, it's that's so great to put out. I'm present to the mental forces that tell me to quit all the time. And you might be a moment before the miracle. I'm feeling excited that I'm sharing this to say it's sometimes when I'm getting up and making these videos, it's like, oh, what's the point? Like, is anyone seeing this? But I might be 2 weeks away from a video with 5 million views. And I imagine a video with 5 million views would alter what my life looks like and alter how many people I can help and set me up to be sharing my ideas, my music, my mission of authenticity with way more people than are hearing it right now. So, all right, guys, well, get outside today, drink some water. I'm going to go on a run right after this. And if you're in the Chicago area, I am playing at Fitzgerald's with the Ham Council tonight, which is one of the craziest groups I've ever been a part of. Very, very fun, weird, loud music. Mayonnaise is everything. Thanks, John Hand. I agree. Mayonnaise is everything. Real quick sale before I get out here. If you Venmo me $10, I will send you one of my CDs. Either a hand delivery or mail if you live far away. Venmo at Danny-Bauer. If you just want to send a donation because you like these streams and they're valuable and you want me to keep doing them, we can do that too. Also, I offer creativity coaching. I do group coaching and one-on-one coaching. If you are wanting to be more creative and you want to get out of your own way, we could schedule a time to talk and see if I can help you live out your creative dreams. So I will send you mayonnaise, John. No question. Send mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is everything, according to John Hand. Bye, everyone. Have a